Hi, my name is Fred Dodson, and in this segment we're going to talk about mind acrobatics or thought acrobatics. If you assume that your whole world originates in thought, then wouldn't you want to train that rather than only training yourself physically or professionally? If everything around you was first in thought, then isn't that the thing to train? So I'm going to introduce to you a few exercises which, if you regularly use them, will build the power of your thought and how strongly your thought affects reality. Okay? So there's something I'd like you to do as a first exercise, which is create a thought. Can you right now create a thought? You see, isn't it funny that most of the thoughts we have are not self-created? They just come up, or they're planted by others. Very rarely do we go and create a thought of our own. Do it again. Create another thought. So the thought I just created was that of a blue vase. I just brought up a blue vase out of nothing. Have you ever wondered where such thoughts come from? I'm not going to tell you. It's something for you to explore. Do it again. Create another thought. Any thought you like. Doesn't have to be determined by the past or external reality or what anybody says. Now I'd ask you to think about a red car. Please think about a red car. You see, this is how most of your thoughts come about. Somebody tells you to do something or think something, and most humans, in most cases, they instantly follow orders mentally. I tell you to think about a red car, and you instantly do it. I find that absolutely remarkable, because it means that most of us, most of the time, are determined by something other than our inner self. Now I'm going to ask you again to think of a red car, and this time I'd like you to think of something else. So let's try. Think of a red car. I said, think of a red car. Aren't you listening to me? I told you to think of a red car. Now I'd be interested to know what you actually thought of instead of a red car. If you were able to hold your own thought in spite of my pressure, you've just gone a long way in training your inner muscle, your inner will. The will which comes from your soul, the will which is a part of your spirit. Using spirit and soul interchangeably here. So go ahead, create another thought. See what that feels like. Creating your own thoughts for once, instead of just having hundreds and thousands of thoughts come up. You see, one of the things that happens when you create your own thought and hold it, it's you crowd your consciousness with it, and it's to the exclusion of thousands of other thoughts. And that's why it calms your mind. Now please don't think of a red car. Don't think of a red car. Don't you think of a red car. No red car, no red car, no red car. So what was that all about? Did you think of a red car or not? Well, it's kind of tricky because for the mind, for the subconscious, it's the same thing as saying think of a red car. So both think of a red car and don't think of a red car. Force your attention into that direction. Force your awareness in that direction. So what can you do in that instance? Well, you could rebel against me, okay, go into reaction and think of a red car anyway. Or you could actually try not to think of a red car, by which you'd be thinking of a red car still. Or you could go somewhere else entirely. Or you could simply keep your mind empty and not react. Another concept of mental acrobatics is called copying thoughts. So if you will, for a moment, close your eyes and just observe the stream of thoughts rolling by. So you'll notice thoughts that are clear, thoughts that are subtle. A subtle thought might be, well, my mind is empty right now, or I have no thoughts. But that's a thought too. It's just a very subtle thought, okay? So just keep your eyes closed and observe. So you'll notice there's a stream of thoughts, and what I'd like you to do now is that I'd like you to copy every single thought that comes up. That means I'd like you to think the subconscious thought again consciously. I'd like you to make the subconscious and automatic deliberate and intentional, as if it's you that is creating that thought. Okay? So if you're thinking there's an airplane flying overhead, then you just think that again. There's an airplane flying overhead. If you're thinking, what is this exercise all about? Then you take control of that thought and think it all over again. What is this exercise all about? Should I visit my grandmother this afternoon? Should I visit my grandmother this afternoon? And so forth. And you just do that for a while. I'll stay with you. You're just copying every thought that comes up. Everything that comes up, you're creating it deliberately. So something comes up subconsciously, and you recreate it consciously, as if you were the creator. Now, don't put too much effort into this. This needs to be soft and calm. Now, what you'll notice happening while you do this is that your mind becomes more and more silent, while you become more and more source. Okay? No longer run by subconscious programs, just run by conscious thought. Taking the subconscious, making it conscious. It's one way to get rid of bothersome thoughts, by the way, and also bothersome behaviors. So if there's a behavior you don't like or a thought you don't like that keeps coming up automatically, let's say every time someone says a certain thing, you react in a certain way. If you take that automatic behavior and make it conscious and deliberate, do it on purpose, every time that happens, it's going to become so conscious that eventually you get rid of it. Okay, eventually you're not going to do it anymore because you're completely aware of it. It's no longer going to be an automatic reaction. So what I just showed you is enormously useful and powerful. And that completes this segment of reality creation and manifestation.